Alright, hey everyone, how's it going? Melissa here. I wanted to get this video in today while I have some time. So what I want to talk about is when someone asks you, how was the abortion? How was it? Yeah, weird question, right? But I understand the heart behind it. And, my first impulse is to be like, oh, it was wonderful. It was a wonderful, best time of my life type of sarcastic response. But that's not what the person was asking me. Somebody asked me about it. I had shared about the abortion that was forced when I was a kid. And I just shared some stuff about that when they asked how many kids I had, and I had shared I have 5 and I lost one with an abortion when I was a kid, a forced abortion. And I talked about the whole thing with the doctors and everything that happened. And she just kind of came out. Her friend is 21 who just had an abortion, and I mentioned, she is definitely going to regret that, and we had a intimate conversation, and she said, how was the abortion? And I just, hesitated for a second, thinking what I just said impulsively, and then I said, it was awful. It was absolutely awful. It was something that was pretty painful, and I think that's kind of what she was asking too, like how bad was it? And it was very bad. It was so bad that I pretty much zoned out because I could not take the pain anymore. And when your body is in a lot of pain, you only can take so much. And so I had already just taken so much shame and condemnation from family before it even happened. I was sent to my room. I was treated like trash. And then, all these phone calls were made. The guy I was with didn't care. The parents were talking, decisions were made. The doctor just threw basically my clothes at me, told me to get on this gown that they had in the office, and he wasn't happy. He was pretty condemning toward me. And then when I came back after I was allowed to leave and go to a restaurant and dilate, the pain was so bad I couldn't sit up in the restaurant. And so I couldn't sit up, so I was then brought to a car, and I could not do anything except focus on that pain. I don't even remember how I got back to the clinic. That's how bad the pain was. And I do remember looking on my left at a machine with blood in it, hearing the suction, and just by then just being out of it, just being like in another world, because your mind can only take so much, and sometimes you just have to disassociate and you can't take any more. And then it was so bad that just afterwards it was just done, over with, gym class the next day, walk part way home, let's never talk about it again. And that's how bad it was. So this girl's friend, she thinks we'll probably have regret later, and yeah, there will be regret. So it's something that we don't talk about, and that question kind of caught me off guard yesterday. How was your abortion? It just hit me in a different way that nobody has ever asked me that. And it was she didn't want to be invasive, and it's fine because I welcome that kind of stuff, but it was very invasive. And it's something that we don't really think about. We just that question is at the very heart of abortion. It really is. It's how was the abortion? It's a question that just shines right in that heart, right in the moment of the worst of your life. And what it does is it brings that light right in there and opens you up again to say, how was it? You start remembering again how it was. And it's just a question that really makes you think about the whole thing again in a more centered sort of way, remembering how bad that actually was. And so as I think about that some more, I just think about how bad it truly is. And you would not want this on your worst enemy, basically. That's how bad it is. So remember that, ladies. If anyone talks lightly about abortion, they're kind of like not kind of jumping, kind of skipping around the heart of it. They're not really talking about the really core middle part of abortion. And that is a question that gets covered layer after layer after layer until it is exposed and it's brought out, so that you're like, honestly, that nobody would ever think an abortion was good unless you are covering that with denial, basically.